Welcome back once again to another great episode of the Cronulla Jazz and Blues Festival podcast for 2025. And we've got a world premiere debut here, the Australia's very first country EDM artist who's going to make, not his debut, we did that a few weeks ago at Cabargo, but a major splash down in the Shire where he's from. Max Joy, lead singer, creative genius, genre bending, you name it, Superman, aka Luke O'Shea. Welcome to the show. Luke, thanks for your time.
Wow, you stuck to that script perfectly, Adam. Thanks, man.
Are we Luke tonight or are we Max? What have you done?
Look, Luke's a good friend of mine, but Max is here in the house, bro.
Max is in the house.
So, maximum joy. That's what you've got coming at you right now.
To be honest, don't say so. You look more handsome than that other for Luke O'Shea. So you know,
he does hold me back, and he does get me in a lot of trouble. I get blamed for a lot of the stuff he gets up to out there.
True.
But
that's true.
No, man, no, it's been an absolute privilege to just finally release this music that's been sitting inside me for a long time. As you know, Adam, you've been along for a lot of that journey, man, and you've seen how the Luke O'Shea storyteller, songwriter side of my personality has had to come out, and that's great. That's just going to keep on rolling, and I love that singer story, where you connect with audience on a listening level. But there's a massive part of who I am that just needs to lose myself in the abandonment and the sweet bliss of just letting yourself go to music. And that's what Max Joy is all about. And everything that I really, really want to say to the world is in the lyrics of Max Joy. It's all just about don't take yourself too seriously and just let it all go.
Because you've been known for that, for taking yourself really seriously the last 15, 20 years and so on. But it's the one thing I saw, you sent me the video and the promo stuff, and I thought to myself, this is him. He's let himself out. The beast is out of the cave. I'm not sure if it's going to go back in, but we'll see what happens after Cronulla. So
you can't contain this. That's the byline, man. You can't contain this, and it's true. It's been controlled as you have to, man. There's certain disciplines within each genre of music. Country in particular, and folk, and you name it. There's a discipline there, and there's a production method that you sort of have to follow. But this is just with sweet abandon, just anything that resonated in my heart and mind and just allowed me to let go. That's in this project.
I'm really hoping I want to see Max Joy and the Honey Lovers up at Star Maker come Tamworth. We'll really throw a cat amongst the pigeons.
Ain't going to happen. Those two worlds I don't think will ever collide.
Beyonce's got that in the bag anyway, so we'll leave that to her, eh?
Yeah, true. There you go.
So, there you go. Let's see the Honey Lovers. You've got this amazing lineup. Share with the guys watching and listening. Who's in the Honey Lovers?
Well, I suppose it has to start with Casper Tromp. Casper Tromp's this amazing keyboardist, jazz piano player, but just a whiz kid with loops and synths and drums and everything that's outside my world of experience, really, in regards to cool and being very contemporary. He's right at that cutting edge of the EDM and has some great productions out there. And so I teamed up essentially with him and had this concept, but I always wanted that drop and that electronic beat behind these messages that just take you to that other place, that other frequency that is hard to reach. And interpreting those drum machines and adding her own spirit to it is Loz Benson on drums, who is an incredible human as well as being an incredible musician. She's just finished the world tour with Angus and Julia Stone, and she's done stints with John Butler, and she's got her own thing going, and she's just a cool cat and adds beautiful harmonies to it. And then we've got Jakey Wilson on guitar. He's a maestro in his own right. And Lockie Hines as well on guitar, who has a swag of accolades. And the main gist of this project is there's no ego. That's the selling point. It's just leave that at the door and just let loose. And all these musicians understand that it's just playing for the joy of the song as opposed to trying to get their own little thumbprint on their own little statement. It's just, what does this song really need now just to kind of take it to the next level? And I think we've really achieved that. And I don't even play guitar with this project, even though on the recordings it's all over it. But with this one, I just need it to be free. And I gave myself a bruise from kneecap to arse, mate, just with the tambourine there at the last festival. And it was just sweet abandon and just so freeing and liberating just to have these things coming at you and feeling the music and just passing that on to the audience and receiving it back from the audience. It was
I always wonder what Peter Garrett looks like the next day after it. He must have a physio bill from here to Kingdom Come.
Well, man, there's a reason he doesn't play the tambourine. I've figured out. Jeez Louise, it's a punishment tool.
Is Robin Martin in the band, or was that just one off for?
Oh yeah, Robin Martin was down in Cabargo. It's just she's based so far down that south coast, but she's such a beautiful soul as well. Where she, I just kind of look around for those backing singers. If I'm up in Queensland, I'll tap into Jen Myers. Down here, Lynn Bertel. If I'm down the coast, it'll be Robin Martin. You know, they've just got this understanding of harmony and joy that this project really needs.
For those who don't know, mention Jen Myers. This is a jazz and blues podcast. Jen's not in the country vein, but if you have not heard of Jen Myers, drop everything after we've talked to the podcast. Go and check out Jen Myers, probably one of the greatest soul, blues, country, New Orleans vocalists we are blessed to have in the country. So,
honestly, you're bang on, Adam. And like one of the most enjoyable experiences I've had in the studio was when I went up to the Vibe Studios up in Pomona in Queensland. A great mate up there, Benji Pocock, was playing guitars over the tracks. And I got Jen in, and she is, you know, I've witnessed a lot of things in, you know, with 25 years in studios and producing, etc. But when you get a singer in that is so precise and professional as Jen, it was an absolute mind-blowing experience where you say, okay, sing that third, now do the fifth, and maybe let's try down here an octave, you know, or up an octave. And it was just like, no problem. How's this? Ah. Okay, now this. Ah. And I was just going, it was so precise, so articulate, so filled with joy, and man, it was great. And so that's on this album that's slowly being released into the ether. It's the new way that we do things now, Adam.
Yeah.
You just don't make an album and tour an album, and hopefully you recoup when you sell them.
Got to get like a Russell Crowe sort of beautiful mind blackboard behind you and the algorithm, and you put your left foot in and put your right foot out, and hopefully you get your money out. So,
well, you know the game, so it's all about the waterfall release and the slow release, 6 weeks, 8 weeks here, then talk it up. Then you release and you do more socials. It's all about socials. It's new to me. What stage in history is this to happen to an artist where not only do they make the music and kind of play it, they have to go, hey, everybody, I'm on social media.
But that's funny. Someone said to me, we were in Tamworth a few minutes ago, we caught up as always, and someone said to me, I'm pissed off my single's selling for 99 cents on iTunes. So, yep, and Help by the Beatles sold for 99 cents too, so you're in good company.
True.
Mate,
it's just the way. You can kind of lose sleep over it, you just embrace it. But it's kind of funny when they say, I got 1,000 streams, and you go, wow, you made $3?
It's not
Wait
even.
Till you make 5,000 streams. You can buy me a coffee, man.
Not an espresso, like an instant.
Not an espresso, that gives you an espresso.
International roast. So. I want to ask about the songwriting for this. You are a fantastic advocate for causes that are close to your heart and close to our country's heart. Did you approach songwriting for this project differently? Was it song first, the lyrics first, and then the lyrics, and then the music, or other way around, or it just flowed for you like it normally does?
Sometimes it's a riff. Sometimes it's a line that really resonates deeply within me that I use a bit of a mantra. There's a lot of lines in these songs which really anchor me to the moment and the now and how to get perspective back when my mind might be lost in all the other hoo-ha that you have to do in this world. So this project in particular is probably, as I said before, the messages that I want to pass on to my kids and my grandkids are within these songs about how to approach life and the game that it is, and ourselves and our role that we play in this world. And it's not getting caught amongst all the heavy kind of cognitive ego stuff. It's stripping it back and just really feeling that connection to spirit and the joy of this planet and the miracle of this planet. And that's really at the core of this. And that drove this whole project, and it's behind it. And there was a project that I did about probably 12 years ago called Pinball, which was what Medicine Wheel was, which was my country band there for a lot of years. But before we got signed to ABC as a country band, we were just on the rock circuit and doing our own thing. And it was the Battle of the Bands era, the 90s, man. And we had a great run. And but like all, as 98% of artists in Australia find, it's just a hard slog in this country where the distances are so big between the major cities, and the attitude towards the arts is pretty apathetic, and the hierarchy of sports and everything else that's on. So it was a frustrating thing, but I always loved that project very much, and I put it on. It wasn't getting any love, that Pinball project, on the Luke O'Shea, because he's more known for the stories and the things that need to be taught in schools. That's that side of my personality, like our historical perspective, our cultural things, our political things. And that was greatly inspired by growing up and having Midnight Oil and those kind of bands as your heroes. You know, you heard that conviction in their words and their songs, and that's that part of my personality. And because there's 9 albums in that genre, that's a 3-hour plus show of just those kind of songs. And my days of playing the rodeos and B&S's and closing the Crowbars and all these other major festivals as a party band, you know, thankfully I've moved past that to being into that storytelling time slot where you can connect with people on a heart chakra as opposed to just the hips and the feet, and hopefully the throat, the emotional and the mind. And so when it came to this Max Joy project, and I'm rambling a bit, but I wanted to hit every chakra, you know, just hit those feet, feel that groove, and then feel it in your heart, that love and the joy, and then just bypass the cognitive and just go straight to the...
But I've always maintained Luke O'Shea, whether he's Tamworth, whether he's Fargo, whether he's Sargaminda, and you were kind enough, I had remember we had a gig in Parramatta years ago, you played for me. There might have been 30 people there. It was a Sunday afternoon. The gig was supposed to finish about 7 o'clock. No, Luke O'Shea comes off stage at 8:45. And we're sitting out the back, and I looked at you, and we're having a beer, and I went, he looks like he's just played Wembley. You know, and even the publican said to me, he goes, that was amazing. He bought more poker machines. Shut us down a few months later. But the very fact that you went out, and I was like, okay, there's 30 people here. They've come. I'm going to rock this out, you know. And it was an awesome afternoon. I still know a few people that were there that afternoon. It's a bit of a folklore in that pub now about, remember that afternoon, that guy? They didn't know who the hell you were, but he left a lasting impression. And we're talking probably 14, 15 years ago now.
I just love to play, brother. I'm not doing this for any other reason other than I have to. You know, it's like Max Joy, you know. I'm quite happy doing my hedges and surfing and just, you know, I'm a school teacher down in this region and life's pretty blissful if you just want to focus on that. So why the hell would I want to keep thumping my head again? It's not a choice. Yeah. It's who I am. I have to do this. It's not to get me groupies. It's not to fuel a drug addiction problem. It's not to stay on the road perpetually. It's just because you have to do it. Yeah. And that's what Australia is. And I know you get this, Adam, because you've seen artists come and go. Australia, for all its trials and tribulations, is a magnificent filtering system where you find those true singer-songwriters and you find those artists that just keep on keeping on, not because of any other reason other than they have to. Yeah. And it's a beautiful family and a collective when you see each other and you're going, hey, still going? Yeah. How you going? Yeah. Still broke? Cool, me too.
And so I look at that within our industry, like, yes, this is Jazz and Blues podcast, but with our industry of country music, someone like Graham Connors is just as revered, if not more so, as he was 20 years ago. Yeah. And even like JW, he's getting a bit on and so on, and he's doing another tour, 79 not out of what he's calling it, but these people don't do it, you know, because they're making millions and trillions of dollars, do they? They're doing it because it's inside them, and they've got this connection. They just say that community we all have. We all get together once a year for a week and go hard, but then you can see each other at a pub or at a gig and so on, and you can remember someone from 12, 15, that family thing. And I actually think that's bleeding out from country music into other genres since COVID. It's I actually think music has become a lot more, not generic's the wrong word, but like diverse. The audience has become diverse because we had that time where we could just sit at home and I could watch Schitt's Creek 4,000 times, or I could listen to something new on Spotify. I really think it's a diverse landscape, and we're going to get that together when we all get together at the Cronulla Jazz and Blues Festival. Mate, you're playing Saturday, 31st of May, Cronulla Park, kicking off at 2:20 p.m. Guys, this is one of the gigs to mark down. Put it down in your programs, clear the schedule, have a beer beforehand. Luke will be there. He might buy you one afterwards if you buy his album and T-shirt and tea towel and stubby holder. But mate, what can punters expect from your gig when we hit Cronulla Park next time?
Oh, man, it's just pure joy. There'll be a bucket outside or just to the perimeters where you can leave your ego and just let loose.
Beautiful.
It's just about rolling up and just feeling that energy that's going to come at you, unrelenting, that is just egoless, joy-filled, and all it wants you to do is just tap in and let go.
Is that what you feel on stage when you're Luke O'Shea on stage, as opposed to Luke O'Shea having a chat with me? That joy every time you're on stage, or it depends?
I'll have to ask Luke O'Shea.
When
mate,
you see him, mate.
He's a storyteller. Like, to speak in third person, that's my role. My role is to really kind of connect with you on a different level where there's still a large part of me that'll kind of make sure I understand the ebb and the flow and the dynamic of a show. If I'm going to give you a song which has got a heavy message, be it Happy Australia Day or Southeast Queensland or Three Brothers, The Great War, I'm not going to just hit you with another heavy song. I'll lift you out of that. And then I'll lift you up until your chin's nice and happy. And I'll go, you feeling good? Yeah. And then I'll go, pop. And I hit you with another heavy song. And so it's the ebb and the flow. And that's the craft of an album. But that's also the craft and the artistry of a live show. And I've been doing it enough time for enough years now to understand and to respect that in an audience. It's because it's what I'd want to see. I just don't want to be hit with the same heavy song. I want to be given a light and dark, and then a bit of shade and something to think about, and something just to swing my shoulders and hips to. It's the balance. But in regards to balance with Max, no, it's full throttle, mate. He's just pedal to the metal and boom. See you later.
Guys, wait till you see this gig. I was watching the video last night from Bargo, and I felt this strange thing come across my face, and my daughter said, "Oh, that's a smile." I went, "Oh, bugger me." So it is. We're going to share that and get to experience it all, mate. Thank you so much for your time. You're a Shire member through and through as well, so you can do where we can there.
Got the six fingers to prove it.
Yeah, I know. It's your football team's a problem, so we won't start on that because I go for Parramatta. So anyway, moving on. So, mate, thank you so much for your time. Can't wait to see you and the Honey Lovers live on stage. We're going to be Saturday, 31st of May in Cronulla Park, 2:20 p.m. Get on down. Come say hello. We'll post all the socials from the video. We're going to post the new video, some content there so you can get a taste of what we're talking about, and so you can book this on your calendar for Saturday, 31st. Max Joy, say hi to Luke O'Shea for me, and we'll see you in Cronulla in a few weeks' time.
I'll let him know you said hello, Adam. Cheers, brother, and we'll see you soon.
Bye.